Bonjour, mes amis, and welcome to Gourmet Cooking. Let's do a little French-style meal. It's a very unique type of French-style meal. We're going to take shrimp and some fish pieces, wrap them in bacon, skewer them with little onions and sage, and then bake those. They're very interesting. It's a nice flavor, and I think you'll really get a kick out of that one. And along with that, we're going to have some twice stuffed potatoes. We're going to have some potatoes scooped out and filled with several fillings. But the unique thing is that we bake the potatoes after they're peeled. It's very interesting. It's very attractive to serve. And we have a salade composée, or a composed salad, which is typical of the French mixture of various things that they call a composed salad. This one has green beans, tomatoes, green onions, and artichoke hearts. Nice vinaigrette dressing on that. It gives us a nice clean taste to go with the rest of our meal. So, for those of you that are interested, the recipes are on pages 134, 135 of Volume 5 of Gourmet Cooking. So, let's move on quickly because we've got a whole bunch of little chores to do. So, let's start first with our shrimp, and because that needs to get into the oven and cook. Now, we have some nice shrimp all peeled and ready to go. We also have a piece of amberjack. Now, it's one of my favorite fish. Any firm white flesh fish will do, though. But you want to cut a piece. What you're looking to do here is cut the fish to resemble the size of a shrimp. We'll put that piece aside. We're only going to do a couple because we already have some done. So cutting that piece, we're going to cut the pieces of fish about the same size as the shrimp. So we'll put those over there. Now, we have some shrimp. Excuse me. We have also some bacon. So let's take some bacon, half slices of bacon. And we need to take, first of all, a shrimp, a piece of fish. Let's take a nice piece, and another shrimp, and another piece of fish. All right? First step, then, is to wrap the shrimp and the fish in the bacon slice. Putting that aside. All right, that's enough for one skewer. And we've done many of these already for the show. So let's take the other ingredients we need, and they're going to be some little onions, some little small onions. Now, these were nice little onions that I bought, and I blanched those for 3 minutes in boiling water, and after that, I cut the root end off and squeeze, and out comes the onion. Let's do another one quickly. This was after 3 minutes in blanching, boiling water. We can start the outer skin's a little tough there, so let's pull that one off. Oh, and it jumps out at you. So that's the way we clean the onions. And we also have some fresh sage leaves. Very nice flavor. So now we have that, we need a skewer. So let's take our skewer and first of all, place a shrimp on the skewer, then an onion, a piece of the fish, and a sage leaf. Then we need another shrimp, an onion, and a piece of fish, ending with a sage leaf. Now, that's the way we make the skewer. So we have the shrimp, onion, fish, and the sage. Shrimp, onion, fish, and sage. Now, that's going to be baked in a 400-degree oven for 15 minutes, And we need now to add those to the ones I already have. So let's place this skewer alongside that one, and I have a couple of others here. We might as well put those on the baking dish. At the same time, we have a little bit of olive oil and the juice of 1 lemon. We want to blend those together. And lightly brush the shrimp or the skewers and all the the onion and the sage and the fish. So here we are. Let's just get a light coating of the onion and the lemon juice, a little bit of salt and pepper, and into the oven this goes for 15 minutes. And they should be nice and cooked and just delicious. So that's our main course today. One more little row here, and we can finish this up, put this aside, go to our oven, which is set at 400, a preheated 400-degree oven. We're going to put this in here for 15 minutes, and that's about the time that we have left on the show, or in order to take them out and serve them, of course. Now, our other dish is potato. We're going to take some potato, a nice baking potato, and we peel it. And here we have our peeled potato. The first step in this process is to wrap the potato in tin foil, and you have 8, 10 of these, how many you want to serve. This goes into a baking dish, a baking pan, and into a 425-degree oven for 1 hour, and that cooks the potato. Now, we've already done that, so I'm going to put this aside, but we simply take a nice baking potato, peel it, wrap it in foil, then bake it for 1 hour at 425. And when you do, this is what we have. We have a potato that's showing a little brown on the side where it was touching the edge of the baking dish is what that is. We want now to cut a slice off the top and then scoop out the center and add it to the ones I already have. So we can do that by simply taking a spoon or a knife, or rather a fork, any utensil that you find convenient, and scoop out and leave about a ½ shell of the potato, because we're going to now take this and stuff it again and put this back into the oven under the broiler to finish it off. So there we have our potato. Let's put this aside for the moment. We'll add this to the potatoes I already have. And there it is. So we already have some potatoes that have been peeled, baked, hollowed out, and are now waiting for us to fill it. Now we have 2 types of filling. First of all, we have the first filling will be some onion that we have sauteed. We have 2 onions that we've sauteed in a little butter, and we want to add to that the cooked potato, or the pulp that we took from the inside of the potato. All right, I have a little too much there. I'll simply put that aside. And we blend that in. Now, I already cooked the onions to save a little time, but we now want to bring this up to heat. But we'll mix this all together so that the potato, the onion, and at this point we can add a little salt and a little pepper. Now we have another ingredient we're going to add to this, so we'll start working on that. And that's going to be some ham, which we now want to chop into small pieces. So we'll start by slicing it, and then, using our large knife, chop the ham and add that to what I have. I have a ½ pound of ham here. And we now can add that to our potatoes and blend that in. Now, while that's going on and heating up, we need another filling, and that's going to be some eggs, and I have 6 whole eggs, which I want to beat. I have, in a skillet, I have 3 tablespoons of butter. So we have our eggs, which we really want to scramble, but not totally. We want them very soft. So I have butter heated over there, and we'll put the eggs immediately into the butter. It's not terribly hot, but that's fine because we can then control the amount of doneness that we have on the egg. Now, there's another ingredient. We're going to take the eggs and blend that with some cheese. And this is Bouzerin. It's a soft cheese that is flavored. This one happens to have garlic and herbs. So we have a soft cheese similar to a Philadelphia, but a little softer, really. We want to put that into the bowl and go to our eggs, which are scrambling. All right, they're almost ready. We want to let those become very soft, but cooked. A little bit more, and we should have it. We don't want them real stiff, because we want this now to blend. There we go. I think that's adequate. We want that now to blend with the cheese, and that's going to be one of the fillings. A little salt and pepper. And this will be the first filling that will go into our potato mixture. So let's get that going. However, we need to stop a moment, go back to our onions, potatoes, and cheese, which are heating up just great nicely. And this will be the second filling for our potatoes. These are very interesting potatoes. They're beautiful when served, too. So taking our egg mixture, we're going to put some of the mixture, maybe about half full, into each of the potato shells that we have. And then cover that with the potatoes and the ham. So let's take that off of the heat, come over here, and Add now a scoop of the potatoes on top of each of the potato shells, the ham, and then this goes into the oven under the broiler for 5 minutes to form a little brownness on top. Let's see, I'm rushing, but we need to get it into the oven so that we'll have this at the end of the show. All right, we've got each of them with some of the potato. We would normally take a little more time and maybe pack this down and fill them a little more, but we'll have to forego that this time. And place this now into our oven on a broil and give those 5 or 8 minutes. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Now, with this goes a little sauce, and it's a very simple one, fairly rich though. It has 8 tablespoons of butter, we have a 1/4 cup of heavy cream, not much, just a little bit to go with the butter. We have some saffron threads, about a 1/4 teaspoon, and we have some lemon juice. So let's bring that up to heat, and that will become a sauce to go with our shrimp, a sort of a dipping sauce. So giving that a minute or so. Turn some of the heat off so we don't have a problem. So bringing that to a boil, we're going to have the saffron infuse the cream and the butter. And we'll put that off of heat so that it won't curdle. Oh, and we have one more ingredient, yes, some lemon juice. So we have the juice of 1 lemon, which we want to add now. Off heat, you want to add the lemon juice. All right, putting that aside, off heat, let's now go to our salad. And we're taking a nice big mixing bowl and go with our first ingredient. And that was some nice green beans that we blanched for 11 to 12 minutes until they were tender and refreshed them in cold water. So we had 1.5 pounds of those. Aren't they beautiful in color? All right, we'll start with that. Then we're going to add some green onions, and we've already chopped some of them. We have 8 altogether, so let's chop the final 3. So green onions with the green beans will give us a green on green, a little bit of white. And we have some plum tomatoes. These were dipped in boiling water for 30 seconds to loosen the skin and then cool down under cold water. And that allows us to peel them rather quickly and easily without any loss of the tomato pulp. All right, and then we want to cut that into 8 parts, or 6 rather, or 8, just depends on how you how big they are. And we have 8 of these very, very tasty Italian plum tomatoes. And we'll add that to our salad mixing. Stopping a moment to pick up some of the board here. And then we're going to add some artichoke hearts. These, of course, were canned, and they were already quartered when purchased. Let's see, I need a fresh spoon. Let's go over to our spoon rack. There we are. And we want now to toss these beautiful colors together. That needs a dressing, and that's going to be a very simple vinaigrette, and we need about a 1/4 cup of vinegar, some tarragon as a predominant flavor, about a 1/2 teaspoon of dried tarragon, salt and pepper, and some olive oil, about 2/3 of a cup, 3/4, depending on your preference for the blend. All right. We'll add that now to our green beans and artichoke hearts and green onions and tomatoes. Very beautiful color. And we have a salad bowl that will accommodate some of this. And we have some lettuce already on the platter. So we'll put at least some of our salad. A salade composée. The French are very happy to make a mixture of things that they like and call it a salade composée. And it can be many, many wonderful things. This happens to be one, and I think it's very attractive and very pretty. All right, our time says that we have little left, so let's move quickly to our potatoes. And we're going to transfer those now to a serving dish. And I will do the rest of them while you are watching the recipes because we are running out of time. Let's go to our shrimp. We have a serving dish for that. Let's move the potatoes, though. And go to our shrimp, which have baked just beautifully, and the fish has cooked just nicely. Neither one take a long time. So we have our shrimp and on skewers. We're simply going to put those onto a bed of lettuce so that they show off real well. And we have only our sauce to pour into our bowl here for our dipping, our saffron sauce. And there we have it, our shrimp on skewers with the fish, sage, and little onions. Our stuffed potatoes and a salade composée. Now we're going to bring these into the dining room and set them up, and we'll meet you there. But meantime, let us show you the recipes. Well, our unusual meal is ready for us here. Unusual only in that the skewers with the shrimp and the fish wrapped in bacon, all just nicely broiled, baked in the oven, and a sauce of saffron with butter and cream. A little rich, but you can just use as much as you like to. Along with that, we're going to have the baked potatoes, that is peeled baked potatoes, scooped out, and a couple of very interesting fillings, as you saw. The scrambled eggs with the cheese, and then the ham and the potato on top, and then run under the broiler. Very, very, very unique. And then a salad composé of our green beans, the tomatoes, the artichoke hearts, and the green onions with a tarragon vinaigrette. That wonderful flavors. Now, we're going to enjoy this ourselves here. It's fun. It's something you can do at home easily, and you will enjoy it. You'll get a lot of compliments. A little white wine, a little French bread to go with all that, and we have just a fantastic meal. We're going to enjoy. We hope to see you again. A bientôt.